Hello, beautiful and exotic women of the world. I want to come on here to address a comment that I received on one of my very first videos that I posted on this channel, where I was speaking about instances where I was being bullied in middle school. And the person in this comment said, "Oh, great, another video of people saying dark-skinned black women are bad guys. She's bullied because she's pretty, y'all. That doesn't sound conceited at all." And so I want to just kind of unpack this comment because it's very clear to me that people watch the first few seconds of things, get triggered, and then leave hate comments or leave comments that are like this without even knowing my background or the background of what I'm talking about. And are just really quick to get offended and spew lies. So nowhere in the video did I say anyone was a bad guy. I simply spoke about an instance or multiple instances where I have been bullied and who I faced the bullying from. So I don't know why this person feels the need to say that I'm calling someone a bad guy when I'm literally just recalling a moment when I was being bullied. And if you see that as being a bad guy or a bad person, then subconsciously you know that it's wrong to bully somebody. And then she goes on to say she's bullied because she's pretty, y'all. That doesn't sound conceited at all. And so what I would say to this is multiple things. Number one, if this woman has a daughter with a man and the daughter turns out to be an exotical, meaning the daughter comes out ambiguous or the daughter is mixed, and your daughter comes home crying, telling you how girls are picking on her, she doesn't understand why she's being hated on. There's just a constant battle when she goes to work and to school with trying to make and maintain friendships. She's confused as to why nobody wants to include her in things, why people leave her out of things, why every time she's kind to somebody, they're mean to her, they're rude to her, why people make up rumors about her, why men try to humble her. People don't think, like, people comment and say these things, but if they had a niece or a daughter who was an exotical and they came to them crying, telling them about the situations that they go through, they would think twice before opening their mouth to say these things. Because when you have to watch your flesh and blood go through pain and suffering because they are pretty, because they are beautiful, it would put into perspective for you, wow, beautiful people don't have it all. Beautiful people don't have peace and happiness all the time. It's not butterflies and rainbows over there all the time. There's somebody who's hating on my niece or my daughter unprovoked. So that's the first thing I want everyone to take from this, is that you can turn around and have an exotical child and you are invalidating their experiences or invalidating the experiences of your future children by gaslighting women like me and the women in my community by saying, oh, she was bullied because she's pretty. That doesn't sound conceited. And people are just so quick to say things because they're triggered and offended, because they don't want to look within and be like, maybe there are girls and women who bully other girls and women simply because they're beautiful. And is that right? No. But instead, they want to gaslight the victims because they feel like we shouldn't have a right to speak up about it, because what difference does it make? You're beautiful. You're a preference. You are an exotical. Shut your mouth. And I'm not going for that, because just because I'm an exotical, just because I look different, doesn't make my trauma any less trauma than anyone else. So I don't think it's fair that the bullying conversation is only highlighted and only honored when it is unambiguous black women speaking about it. But when ambiguous and exotical black women talk about their experiences being bullied for being beautiful and for being mistreated and left out of things and ostracized and lied about, it's almost like we're being told to shut our mouths and be quiet, to deal with it, to stop talking about it because you're trying to make somebody else seem like they're the bad guy. And again, these are just gaslighting tactics that people use. I have a gaslighting video on my channel already. Definitely go check that out. But you come over here and try to discourage people from talking about their traumas and their abuses and the things that they go through because you feel that if they're beautiful, they don't have a right to speak on things. And I want to shed light on a comment that a young lady had commented on one of my other videos. She said, as an unambiguous black woman, who was the apple of people's envy. I know you Exoticals go through it because your phenotype is different. A lot of the stories y'all tell, I can relate to. That's why I watch you guys, because even though your channel caters to Exoticals, the message is universal. You guys speak to a lot of people more than you know. Keep spreading the message. So no one can ever come and bring their ignorant, negative comments on my channel and not get checked or not feel silly after they've done it, because you're going to be met with contradictions from the people in your own community, from unambiguous Black women who have been bullied and have experienced bullying, probably because they are gorgeous and beautiful as well. So it just is so ironic that certain people have issues with this type of thing being talked about when it comes from the Exoticals' mouth, but it's so crazy that an unambiguous Black woman would come out and say that she's experienced the same things and has been the apple of people's envy, which just speaks to the fact that jealousy and envy and hate and bullying goes way further and is way deeper than just skin tone. Anyone can experience it. And I really do thank this woman for commenting this, because this just proves my point even more. I am not going to stop talking about what happens in the community and what happens to Exoticals. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be silenced. And I'm not going to be afraid to speak up for the women who go through these things. If I was just pulling the stuff out of my ass, there wouldn't be people in these comments telling me that they relate, that they love my content, that they feel seen, that they feel heard. I just want to again encourage you ladies to always speak up for yourself. Never feel like your traumas are any less impactful or any less serious because you may be beautiful. Your feelings and your emotions and what you've gone through is very valid. And again, like I said, if these people had family members who they love dearly, who were experiencing abuse and trauma for no reason, you would never look them in their face and say, you're being bullied because you're pretty. That's not conceited at all. They would never. And so I would just encourage you guys to let this type of stuff roll off your back. I'm only doing a video about it because I thought it was a great, perfect example of what I talked about in my previous videos about people who like to gaslight Exoticals, period. So I thank this person for being ignorant and coming on my platform to just bring more substance and more social proof of this stuff actually happening, because they are simultaneously and actively proving my point. So ladies, drop down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about this. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, if you've experienced any gaslighting tactics from people in the past. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so that you can fire off some stories and experiences for me to potentially share on this channel. Have a lovely day.